Thanks everyone for attending. I'd like to thank the Honorable Mayor Richard Berry for giving us his time today and supporting AFME. We're thrilled to start off our inaugural year in just 6 short days. We've had undying support from both the Albuquerque community and from filmmakers both stateside and worldwide. So we're super excited to pretty much show the world what Albuquerque is made of in this venue. We're also excited that there's a lot of great names attached to the festival and that we'll be here to be part of it, including Mr. and Mrs. Robert Redford, Elizabeth Pena, musician Thomas Dolby, who's actually going to kick us off with a live performance, Wes Studi, and Stephen Michael Quazana. Along with internationally recognized names, we're proud to have some top New Mexico names with us as well. We have some casting directors and a lot of filmmakers that are based here in New Mexico, and that's kind of the major push that we want to show in this inaugural year. We have one of them here with us today, Mr. Chad Brummett. He's a New Mexico actor. You've seen him in Plain Sight, Breaking Bad, and you also might have caught him last night in the season premiere of Longmire. He's also been on the big screen, will be on the big screen in The Lone Ranger this summer. You've seen him in Crazy Heart, Beer for My Horses, 310 to Yuma, so you've definitely seen his handsome face before. Chad has a love for New Mexico and the film industry here because he's also happy to call it his home. And with that, I'll introduce him to kick us off.
Thank you. It's always nice to start the morning being called handsome. It's great. I love it. Thank you, all of you, for joining us this morning. And I want to thank Ivan, Laney, and everyone at AFME for letting me be part of this festival. Not only is this my home, I am a native. I was born and raised in Albuquerque and have worked in film, television, stage for a number of years. And I can't tell you how amazing it is to be able to make a living in the entertainment industry in my home. I don't have to go to LA to work. I don't have to go to New York. I can do it right here in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, the surrounding areas, and come home at the end of the day and be with my wife and kids. It's really fantastic. AFME, I think, is really important, not only for the film industry, but the community at large. Albuquerque is absolutely one of the top destinations in the world to film and produce. In addition to a number of the projects that I've been fortunate enough to work on, there are web series, there are independent films. There was a company from Germany a few years ago that came and produced their film here. So we are quickly becoming one of the meccas to produce, and what better way to celebrate that than hosting a film and media experience. In addition to all the films that are going on, there are cultural events, artist exchanges, intimate gatherings, a slew of just exciting things to happen. So kicking off June 3rd and going through the 9th of, that's next week, you will get a chance to experience all of these things, meet with these great artists, both local, nationally, and internationally. I would like to welcome to the stage a great supporter of this, the leader of our fine city, and a man that's doing great, great work for our community. Please welcome the Honorable Mayor Richard J. Berry.
This is exciting stuff. I tell you, we have a history in Albuquerque of having things that start out. Obviously, everything's got to start out with its first year, like the Balloon Fiesta 40 years ago, and look at it now. And I think that talking to Ivan and Laney over the last several months as a mayor, we've really become excited about AFME for a lot of reasons. And I think one of those main reasons is the fact that Albuquerque is a very creative place. It is a great place to be an artist in any genre, in any media that you want to work in. This is a wonderful place to be creative. And I think people will feel that. And I know we've got a tremendous slate of dignitaries, world-class actors, directors, people who are involved in being creative that are going to be here for your first inaugural event. So congratulations for taking something from a seedling and having it this robust already on the very first year. I know that we are going to have a lot of great things to celebrate. There will be 6 world movie premieres at this event this year. There will be more than 80 domestic and international film screenings, over 24 panel discussions, obviously, with notable filmmakers and actors from throughout the world. And from an economic development standpoint, it's really important for our city. We believe that this first AFME event will have a direct economic impact in Albuquerque of over $3 million. And that's people who will be eating at restaurants, shopping at shops, being exposed to Albuquerque and our beautiful city in many cases for the first time. They'll be exposed from the standpoint of seeing us in the very best light possible. So we know that Route 66 is going to thrive with this event. We know that with the two films, we have the films premiering from the United Kingdom and from Israel. This will have a very international flavor. So all the parts and pieces of this, and by the way, I'm a huge Thomas Dolby fan, have been since college, obviously, and I've got, still have CDs. I know that's not cool to have CDs, but still have a couple Thomas Dolby CDs at my house. But I know that that AFME, this Albuquerque Film and Media Experience, in my mind, will grow to be of the same prominence as Sundance and Cannes Film Festivals around, Cannes Film Festival and other festivals around the world. I think we've got the right partners involved, we've got the right team members, the right energy, and with Robert Redford coming and sharing his time with us, I think that's going to be a very important part of kicking off a very important inaugural year. So I'm very excited to be a small part of it. Thank you for including me as the mayor of the city. I look forward to being at several of the events, and we'll see you there. So if you're watching on television today, or if you're seeing this on the news, we really encourage you to get behind this event. This is how big things happen in cities, and this is going to be a really interesting, fun event for everyone. And so please come out and participate. Let's show the world what Albuquerque is all about and how creative we are. And one of the best ways we can do that is to support this great event. So thanks for having me today.
So about a year ago, after I had wrapped on The Lone Ranger, I sat down with Ivan, who's an old friend of mine, and he was telling me about this idea. You know, he was like, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, you know, I just finished riding a horse for a few months and having fun playing cowboys out in the Old West." And he says, "Well, you know, I've been prepping a film festival." And that, of course, perked my ears up. And I've been able to watch for the past year as Ivan and Lainey have developed, as Mayor Barry said, the seedling of an idea into a premiere event here in New Mexico. So without further ado, please give a warm welcome to the co-founders of the Albuquerque Film and Media Experience, Ivan Weiner and Lainey Quirk.
Hi everyone, welcome and thank you so much. This has been a labor of love. About a year and a half ago, we had this great opportunity come forward. Mr. and Mrs. Robert Redford have been clients of mine, and Mr. Redford, who inspires me and everyone around the world, had said you need to start producing something that makes a global impact. And the minute he said that, I said, you are absolutely right, and I know the people to do it. With my background in special events producing and Ivan in Film Festival, we combined the talents and really have created something that we look forward to seeing every one of you next weekend. It's incredible to see the turnout, the public response. It's been amazing and emotional too. Thank you for coming. We look forward to seeing you at all the amazing events. We have worldwide input. We've been on covers of the London Post. We've been in Asia. Everybody knows Albuquerque now. And when I was in India, we were in small villages that knew Breaking Bad, and they knew Albuquerque because of Breaking Bad. How exciting. So we said, let's keep the profile going. AFME, it's here. Thank you.
Thank you, Lainey. And thanks everybody for being here today. Mayor Barry, really appreciate the support. A year and a half ago when we had this vision, it was just that, a vision to impact a city, to impact it economically, socially, spiritually in many ways, because film brings people together. The arts bring people together. We've traveled the world. We really believe that Albuquerque is one of the top spots in the world when it comes to not only film, but the arts and the creativity and what people have to offer here. And we're so proud of all of our team members, the volunteers, the city, the media outlets, everybody who's contributed. You know, the beautiful commercial that's been showing in movie theaters and on television, you know, a company called Flight Cam created that. Cosmic Forces created the beautiful bumper with the artist Michael Ostowski. That's going to play before every block of movies during the festival. These are people's time energy, money, everything going into AFME to make this a huge success right out of the gate in its inaugural year. And we couldn't be more proud of the entire community, not only here in Albuquerque, but throughout the state of New Mexico. Everybody has really come together to make this a very special thing. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this. Once again, the economic impact, I believe, is going to be big. I know Lainey and I have put a lot of effort in to bring community together to make this a success, and we couldn't appreciate it more.
One of the platforms of AFME is oneness, bringing people together, and we've really made a lot of efforts to create a lot of philanthropic outputs for this. We have 3 big events this inaugural year. We have the Taste of Film, which is an amazing, innovative idea where we've taken 7 of our films from our list of 80, and we've fused them with courses. Chef Michael Geese from Indian Pueblo Cultural Center is doing an ensemble, themes loosely based and specifically based on those films. So that's Taste of Film, that's benefiting the Storehouse. We have Mrs. Redford and David Thor Johnson and Robert Redford doing an evening performance on Saturday, June 8th. That's benefiting NDI of New Mexico, National Dance Institute. We have a showing of the Misfits benefiting Media Arts Collaborative. So we've really looked at different ways that we can bring what we've all come together to do and make a benefit for others.
I guess to close out, Mayor Barry had mentioned 6 world premieres. We're really proud of those world premieres because 3 of those are New Mexico-made films, and showcasing this beautiful art form for filmmakers here, actors, all of the crews is really, really important to us. It is the opportunity for us as a city and a state to shine on a worldwide level, contribute to what we have already accomplished together, and the Chemo is going to be a great backdrop for many, many films. Blaze You Out is an amazing film that was picked up by Lionsgate and Grindstone Films, showing here on Wednesday, June 5th. The entire cast and crew is coming in. It should be a packed house here at the Chemo. Big, big story of the success of this film because it was all filmed up in Espanola, locally made. 95% of the people in the movie and the crew are from New Mexico. And it's going to be screened for the world. So thank you once again for being here, and we look forward to having everybody attend next week. We brought Larry Schwartz, one of the vice presidents with Wells Fargo Advisors. He's on our advisory board. Wanted him to say a few words with the economic impact to the city.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and Ivan and Lainey, I appreciate the opportunity to be part of this. I think the Albuquerque film and media experience is very important to our community because it gives us world exposure to help Albuquerque and New Mexico bring many film and TV productions here. I believe the entertainment industry is and will be a significant part of Albuquerque and New Mexico's economic future. Many actors and crew members now have permanent homes here that help all phases of our community. And it really brings a different cultural aspect to us that's, I think, very unique in the entire world. Wells Fargo and Wells Fargo Advisors have always been very strong community supporters, and we realize that AFME can be a major addition to this community for many years to come. Lainey and Ivan's passion to help our community was infectious for me and for Wells Fargo and Wells Fargo Advisors, and we are most honored to help. Thank you.
Starting off the week is going to be Sunday, June 2nd at UNM's Popejoy Hall. We have Michael Ostowski, famed speed painter, from 12 noon to 2 p.m. We're having a huge exhibition that he has done. His artwork, he's done a huge collection specifically for AFME and Popejoy, covering Hollywood, Route 66, and Broadway. Because there's some Broadway shows at Popejoy. So we invite everybody to come out to that to start things off. And then Monday night is a huge concert at the Lobo Theater, Thomas Dolby. She Blinded Me with Science and many other top songs. Lainey, some other events?
Yeah, I also want to mention that AFME has created a student art contest, and what we have done with Michael Ostowski is have everyone in New Mexico in middle school, high school, and undergrads paint a celebrity portrait, and we have finalized the the top 10 in each category, and those are now being exhibited at Popejoy Hall. So during Jersey Boys, you can all view these finalists, and they've done an incredible job. We had a very good outpour of support and enthusiasm for this contest, so we see this becoming something even bigger for all the students of New Mexico every year.
We're going to have panels throughout the week, starting on Wednesday, June 5th, at the Highland Theater. They're going to be intimate conversations as opposed to workshops with actors and directors. The intimate conversations will take actors like Furio from The Sopranos, Federico Castelluccio, and he's going to be on the patio of Yanni's. We invite 50 to 75 people to come here and speak not only about his roles in television and film, but also he's a world-famous artist that was discovered by George Burns. So we want him to talk about his art form and his realism paintings. There's also going to be an intimate conversation with Elizabeth Pena, Wes Studi, and Stephen Michael Cazada, Joe Edna Bolden, top casting director here in New Mexico and in the Southwest. Over 80 movies, as the mayor had mentioned earlier, some phenomenal movies, documentaries, feature films, shorts, and web series. There's also going to be some other major special events that Lainey can touch on.
Thank you. We talked about Taste of Film. That'll be on Tuesday, June 4th at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center, a really amazing event to attend to. Wednesday evening, thank you to Gertrude Zachary. We have a wonderful, it's a sponsor and VIP private party to thank every one of our supporters, and there's a lot of you out there, including the filmmakers, so we're going to have a really nice experience at the residence and the Antique Center downtown. Thursday, we are really honored that we have the screening of Road to Peace. This is the film about the Dalai Lama. It's only been screened and premiered in a big way in London and New York, and they really felt that Albuquerque was the next great spot to do this. And the Dalai Lama's personal musician, Nawang Kechong, he will be coming here, and he will be performing both before and after the film. Flying Star Cafe will be doing it right here at the Chemo, a wonderful dessert reception. So this is an extraordinary opportunity to take part of a movie that really shows a personal side to the Dalai Lama, and we're very excited about Thursday night here at the Chemo. Friday is the big night, of course, with Mr. Robert Redford at the Highland Theater. Mr. Redford will share the stage with Robert Lynch, CEO and creator of Americans for the Arts. Going to be a really wonderful, intimate conversation filling up the Highland Theater, and really he'll be just talking about what his love is for art and filmmaking and living in the land of enchantment. A couple more, Ivan?
Yeah, Saturday evening, Mrs. Redford and David Thor Johnson, a world-renowned piano player out of Iceland, will be performing, along with Catherine Oppenheimer of NDI, choreographing modern and ballet dancers, and bringing together poetry, filmmaking, and the like. So it's really 5 art forms that are being brought together Saturday evening. Sunday, we're closing out the festival with several world premieres. We have a world-renowned composer, Martin Lauritsen, who's going to be right here at the Chemo Theater. He's a choral composer. Wonderful documentary about him is going to be screening at the Chemo, 3 p.m. on Sunday, June 9th. So we invite everybody to come out for that. It's an amazing story called Shining Night. And more movies, a great one about the VW bus culture called Circle the Wagon is going to be playing up at the Guild, and a second screening at the Lobo that evening at 7:30. It's been one of the most popular movies of the festival. And then we'll have a big party at Tech Love that evening just to close things out for the festival. We're really excited about everything overall. Between happy hours, after parties, movies, and everything that we discussed with special events, Albuquerque is really in for something that's going to be a world-class event.
Multi-sensory.
Multi-sensory, and it's really bringing people together from many different art forms to share and co-create into the future. And that's what's going to put us on the map for many, many years to come. We're already planning 2014 and 15.
In regards to putting all the art forms together, one of the things that we saw as a wonderful pattern is that we have a lot of music and film fusions. We have the documentary about Rick Springfield, big Rick Springfield fan base, and this film is quite extraordinary. Even if you're not a fan of Rick Springfield, you'll still want to see this movie because it was so well done, and the director Sylvia Kaminer will be with us here to do a Q&A. We also have a film about Stevie Nicks, and Stevie Nicks' documentary about her latest album that she's been working on. Great, great film. So we see a lot of music influence this year and next year. I haven't touched on the international component. Because we have so much international influence this year and every year, we already are announcing that next year's spotlighted countries will be countries from Asia. We'll see a lot of Bollywood and India influence in Nepal and other parts of Asia. So we are already getting several requests to have input here. People are starting to ask about what it is like to film in New Mexico. So we're already seeing the broader fan base and of what can be done here. And I just want to put a special thank you out to Ann Lerner. Ann Lerner from the film office has been a supporter from us from the beginning. She's been an avid cheerleader. She's been promoting us and really seeing that she shares the vision that we have to make this city a great world stage. So I think with all of us collaboratively working together, we are really achieving those goals. So thank you, Ann. We really appreciate you and Mayor and everybody who've come here today to see what we're doing. Everyone worldwide is seeing this. We're hearing from the press requests that are coming in that we've had calls from Japan, the BBC. A lot of people are starting to want to ask about filming here, filming AFME, and seeing all the pieces come together. So thank you so much for all of your questions and support for all this.